Hello, hello, hello. This is attorney Mike Gravlin coming to you from Chicago as usual. And for those of you who are at my morning debacle, I tried to have coffee and live stream it. It didn't work. One of the clips I tried to play in there, I don't know. I still don't know why it didn't work because then I went back to the clip and it played fine, but it didn't play fine when I tried to stream it. I don't know. I just have a few fun clips here of people making horrible decisions. And I thought we'd do that for a little Sunday night hangout. But I will tell you that this particular stream is 100% thruple free.
I'm going to use Miss Fowler's word. She now is in a thruple. And not only does she choose to be in a thruple, and she's shacked up in the bed with the thruple. Now, if anybody thinks this is okay, I am in the wrong world.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
What's up, man?
We the ones that called.
Okay, what's up?
Basically, we went in there, purchased some food. I guess there's something wrong with their server. A lady before us tried to order on the little box thing. She said that wasn't working. He had to stop us from ordering and go help her.
Okay, so this was sent to me in Discord. Thank you very much. It's from Police Activity. I cut out a good portion of it, a good and interesting portion of it on purpose. But just in case you don't hear it, and he explains it in the print up above, but that might be small. This guy here, oh my Lord, look who's here. It's Ben Bateman.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. What do we got today?
Well, you're just in time. We got a couple good clips. I put this together, and I'm like, all right, I've got a few clips of people making horrible decisions. Who would know about that? And I swear to God, your name came up. I'm like, I gotta get a hold of Ben.
Oh dear.
All right, I will give the setup right here. This guy calls the police because his food is cold at McDonald's.
Okay.
We come to find out he's got an outstanding warrant, and he's wanted for homicide.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So he probably frustrated at work. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole scenario. What I get.
So why'd y'all call? So what happened?
Because we ordered the food. He couldn't print us a receipt.
Okay.
So he said the receipt would be printed in the back. So I said, okay. So we sat down, me and my fiance, looking for homes around here.
Gotcha.
So we went back to Progressive Rentals looking at homes. I guess our order was called, but we don't even know our order number.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now our food is sitting there cold. So when I come up, I say, I try to fry. The fries they're lukewarm, but they're not hot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just asked him, can we get some fresh fries?
Okay.
He said, okay, the fries are not hot. Touch the fries. I said, no, they're not hot. And at this point, you done touched them. So, can I just get a fresh set?
Okay.
So is he getting the fries? And I said, can I also get the receipt?
I mean, can you imagine? He knows he's got a warrant. And he's upset that his fries are lukewarm.
That was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, sir. 5 minutes ago, I can run my store however I want to run my store. This now, sir, I didn't pay. He said, matter of fact, you can leave my property. Get off my property now, or you can come and get. I do a refund. I say, sir, with Cash App card, this 3 to 7 business days to do a refund. Just give me my set of fries and my receipt. That's what you're supposed to do anyway when I pay for my order.
Okay.
This is not my store. He's telling me this is his business. He owns this. Like, it's not even that deep. We just need the fries and the burger.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, maybe I have to get your information.
Okay.
What's your last name?
You can see right there, it's just occurring to him now. This is a bad idea.
Name?
Sims.
S-I-M-S?
S-I-M-E-S.
E-S. And first name?
A-N-T-O-I-N-E.
O-I-A-N-E. A-N-T-O-I-A-N-E. What's your birthday? All right. What's a good telephone number for you? All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know he called as well. So y'all both called.
Yeah, we both called right
So I'm going to go in and talk to him. Hey, Carl, will you hang out with him? All right, he's going to hang out with you for a second, okay? I'm going to go and talk to him real quick. Yeah. Let's go inside. Let's talk inside. Outside of here. Somewhere. I don't want us to be outside talking.
That's fine.
We can talk right here, or we can go inside, it don't matter. So what happened?
You got a lot.
Okay, so break it down for me. What happened?
He insists that all his food's cold.
Okay.
He's burning my hands. So whatever. That's not doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Took it to the next level, starts cussing me. You better give me fresh fries, It's like, what? Here's a little old lady, and she just came up to us and said, if you need me to talk to the police, it's like, no, I got this. But he starts losing it, starts shoving his food at me. And I said, sorry. I said, well, tell you what, you can take your business elsewhere, give me a car, I'll give you a refund. No, you're not going to give me an effing refund, you're going to give me food and my money back. I said, okay, look, sir. He started shoving his food. I took his food. He's got nothing to shove at me, because next thing you know, he's throwing his drink at me. So I took his food, took it, spread it, put it in the trash. Give me your card, and I'll give you a refund. Take your business elsewhere. Please don't come back.
Okay.
Screaming at me, I want him CT'd.
Okay. Did you give him his refund? Like, is that all part?
He refused to.
Okay.
You're not going to give me a refund.
Okay.
Excuse my language.
No, you're fine.
This is the way he was talking.
Okay.
So I don't want him CT'd. I don't want to ever have him back.
Okay.
I mean, dude's obviously on probation. Got an ankle bracelet on.
Okay. What is your information?
Okay, so I don't know if you could hear all that because it's a little low, but he comes back and he gets nasty, throws the drink at him. But the guy basically just wants to trespass him because he doesn't want him back there again. And he just throws in there, the guy's got an ankle bracelet on. Unbelievable.
If you have your ID, that'd be much easier. Perfect.
You one of the new guys?
I've been around for over a year. I don't think I've ever met you. Did you just take ownership, or?
I've been around since 2011.
Okay.
I'm usually up at Giles Road.
Gotcha. What's a good telephone number for you? All right. Okay. And you have to have his card to do a refund?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want him back in here.
Okay.
If you want to give me his card, I'll give you his refund.
Okay. Or you're not going to give him any more food. You're not going to remake it. Okay. I mean, it's your business. You're right. I'm just asking.
I told him it's my business. It's my restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, it's not.
All right. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. As a business owner, he has the right to not remake your food. He is willing to do a refund. He has no problems doing a refund, but he's not going to remake your food. As a business owner, he can do that. He does not want you coming back in the store. He actually wants us to criminally trespass you, so you will not be allowed back at this McDonald.
I don't even stay here.
It doesn't matter. He's requested it. We got to do it. It's not a big deal. It's a piece of.
Charge me?
No, we're not charging you. It's a piece of paper we're going to give you that's going to say, hey, you can't come back to this McDonald's. That's all it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is what's interesting now that I've seen it a couple times. I don't know if the officer knows that he's got the warrant yet or not. He certainly has to have suspicions because the owner told him that he has a leg bracelet on. So he probably has some suspicions, but it's interesting because he's like, no, we're not going to charge you. And what he's doing is ostensibly getting the information to trespass him. But I think he's ready to arrest him.
Just realistically, did I do anything wrong?
I don't know. I'm not here to even figure that out. I'm here to keep the peace. Yeah, this is completely civil. So
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to complain about it. No.
So
it's fine, man. I'm just don't understand what I did wrong with it.
no, you're good. Do you have CT forms? Okay, I have CT forms. That's fine. It's not a big deal. So look, all right. So this is civil, okay? As a business owner, he has the right to refuse service to anyone he chooses to refuse service to. Just like if you owned a business, you have the same right to do the same thing.
Exactly.
If you owned a physical business, like you didn't have, you can CT whoever the hell you want. You can do whatever, as long as it's within the law, and that's within the law. Okay. All right. So hang out with him. I'm gonna get that form. It's a simple form that says, "Hey, just don't come back to this McDonald's." Now I'll tell you, if you do come back to this McDonald's and we get caught out here,
no,
you go to jail.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not. I got a smart.
So. You cool with the refund?
Yeah, so I just gotta go in there and tap my card.
Yeah, I will get that in just a second, okay?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Sims, come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this.
I'm not under arrest or anything, am I?
No, sir. Just come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
I said I'm not under arrest or anything.
No, you're not. Yeah, just come over here. I'm gonna have you sign this real quick.
You have to sign it saying that you're not going to come back to the property.
So you'll fill this part out.
Can I see it, sir?
Yeah. You come over here, man.
No, I'm afraid of y'all, sir.
Why are you afraid?
I've been here 3 years, sir. I'm afraid of you.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through. Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill it out.
Why are you doing that?
I know how to fill. Am I ready?
Yeah.
Don't look me here.
Car. 6-2 Kennesaw, call Cobb. Got him!
Okay, I cut it off there. There's more good stuff in that video. I will not tell you what happens, but what I will tell you is it might end up on Team Skeptic's Taser Tuesday. That's all I'll say about it. But go watch the rest of the video there. I wanted to cut it out for several reasons, but we saw the bad decision. The result is fantastic. Go check it out.
On September 20th, 2021, an officer was conducting traffic enforcement when they observed a silver vehicle speeding in Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin. The vehicle was allegedly traveling 57 miles per hour in a posted 35 mile per hour zone.
This is almost as stupid, and it's from our good friends over at Code Blue Cam.
The officer initiated a traffic stop and noticed 3 occupants in the vehicle.
Stop line. That's fine.
Upon approaching the vehicle, he also detected a strong odor of marijuana.
Hey man, can you roll down these windows too, please? All right, thank you. I'm Officer Miller. Reason for the traffic stop is the speed. Any reason for the speed?
I'm trying to get home. My little sister's at home by herself, but I was trying to
Okay. Do you have a driver's license on you? Thank you. Any weapons at all in the car? Or no? Okay. All right, I'll be back with you, okay? Could I get 2 squads if we have them available for odor?
While the officer waited for assistance, dispatch advised the license plates did not belong on the vehicle.
What's up, dude? Three dudes in there. It smells like marijuana.
Smells like marijuana and looks like trouble.
Pretty strong. All right, all my stuff's frozen, so I'm just gonna.
I don't want to approach it.
So I'll get the driver out first.
Driver out first.
Yep. If you want to just watch that passenger side.
So have her go with you.
Yeah, someone go with me, and then someone watch the passengers.
I have to go with Miller and approach the driver's side. How's it going? You guys got IDs on you? You have an ID on you, partner? You don't? What's your name?
All right, Ben, you missed the first one. That's okay. They got him.
Yeah, sorry, I had
this
some
one,
technical difficulties.
yeah, I can see that. This one right here, more of your
All right.
potential clients in action. You're going to love it.
I understand you're not driving.
Can I get you to step out real quick? Yeah. I'll explain everything to you, okay?
Hey. What's your last name, partner?
All right, man. I'm just gonna put you in handcuffs real quick. You're not under arrest, okay? You're not under arrest. Don't.
What do you think about that? I'm just going to put you in handcuffs real quick. You're not under arrest.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously it's pretense of officer safety, but people don't really understand that in that moment. It's like a blur.
Yeah, it feels like arrest to me, but that's fine. That's not the main issue here.
Resist me. Don't resist me, man.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Just listen to me. I understand that you're not the driver. I get it. Everything's fine.
I'm not even 18, bro. So
Just
as hell, bro.
What's your first name?
I don't have to give you my name.
You do, because this car smells like marijuana. So just listen to me quick. Just listen to me. All right? I understand you're scared. Everything's fine. Just cooperate. I just need your name right now.
While conducting a search on the driver, the front passenger, later identified as 18-year-old Jason Massey, jumped into the driver's seat, attempting to leave.
All right, what's your last name? What's that? Nicholson? Can you spell it out for me, please? You gotta speak up, man.
M-I-C-K.
S-O-N? Nicholson?
Yeah.
Oh man, the wheels are turning.
You said Mickelson, now you're saying Mickelson.
It's a Mickelson.
Spell it out for me.
M-I-C-K-E-L-S-O-N.
All right. Last time you didn't say L. I already know you're lying. No,
I said
what are we gonna do?
No.
Ooh, this cop just calls him right out.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
that's
you
usually
can't
a
spell
good
your own
sign
last
when
name.
you-
That is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Hey, he's trying to run.
It's a bad decision.
Hey.
Don't do it, man.
He's taking off. Passenger just hopped in the driver's seat. He's taking off.
Don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
You're gonna get tased.
That guy's like, hey, that was my car.
Jason drove away in a reckless manner, with a third person still in the vehicle, and a pursuit began.
And don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
All right. So what do you do? All right. And for those of you who don't know, most of my audience does, but for those of you who don't know, this is Ben Bateman. He's a criminal defense attorney. What do you do when this rolls into your office and and you ask for discovery and the prosecutor sends you that video? What do you do?
I say, well, how am I going to help you? How am I going to defend you? You help me here. You tell me, walk me through this and tell me, how would you defend you? A lot of times it's like, well, you know, someone's like, well, all right, I get that. Like, let's see what we can make a deal with. The other ones are, I do get like, I don't know, it's not my job. That's your job. You figure it out. Like, well, okay. You're not really helping me out here. Not giving me much to work with.
Well, they pull the car over. The big guy was driving. He gets out. He takes the handcuffs. He's standing there. I mean, they're going to get him for maybe speeding, maybe driving while intoxicated, but I doubt it. I bet he pleads on the speeding, and that's it.
Whatever pretext they pulled him over on. The traffic violation.
But the guy, I mean, what are the charges? The guy, he's 18. He's 18 too, they say in the video. So he hops over from the passenger and takes off with cops.
Yeah.
I mean, is that fleeing and eluding? Is that, I mean.
Yeah, this is big. Well, here in fact, I just have one of these cases here. Got appointed on one of failure to stop on a signal of a police officer. And yeah, it was a big old, high-speed car chase with helicopter, everything. It was down
that
and dirty.
Sounds like Talk with Mike Happy Hour.
Oh yeah, it was and I went and met with my client, and he just laughing about it and just kind of like, it's like, this reminds me. It was funny. There was one point when I told him a story of like about 2 weeks. This was years ago. My brother lived in San Antonio, Texas, and I went to go visit him. And I said, like, just a few weeks before, I was mentioning, it's like, Hollywood's full of crap because there's always high-speed car chases, and I've never, ever seen one in real life. As frequently as they happen in the movies, you'd think you'd see one in real life. I was in San Antonio. I was at the intersection to go turn into where he lived. All of a sudden, the light, turned red. It was our turn to go. This car came, boom, bottomed out, caught air, kept on going. I was like, whoa. Next thing I know, there's about 10 squad cars, lights and sirens, like chasing after this guy. Yeah, this is in San Antonio, about 30 years ago, a long time ago.
Yeah, I've never, you know what? It's funny you say that. I've never seen that live.
Really? Yeah.
I've seen like a person driving erratically, but I haven't seen the O.J. Simpson helicopter, piles of squad cars.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I don't know. I get them on this channel because I just play them. If you want to, just go hang out in Arkansas. Apparently, they will chase anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in California, yeah, they're kind of selective now. I understand. It's just like, well, we'll let this one go because they don't want to endanger people. But yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, this guy, I would probably tell him, look, I'm guessing he's probably got warrants. He's probably maybe wanted or a suspect on something else, or he's got something else that's weighing on his conscience that he does not want to be there. But he's never end well.
On body cam all over the place. Officer, I mean, that's a tough one. All right. Now we're going to move on. I'm actually glad you're here for this because we've got a hearing. This is just going to make you insane. It's going to give you flashbacks to a certain case that I won't mention. But you've got a guy who's actually represented, who's offered a plea deal, and he can't do the right thing.
Oh dear.
Subscribe, or the dogs get it.
All right, good morning. We are on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Sheboygan. We are here this morning in the matter of People of the State of Michigan versus Deontay Jenkins, file 21-6211FH. We are providing public access both in the courtroom and also online. Counsel, do you want to state your appearances for the record?
Melissa Goodrich, Sheboygan County Prosecutor.
Good morning, Judge. For the record, Ronald Varga, on behalf of Deontay Jenkins, he stands to lend me you.
There he is. He's represented.
Okay, and this is a case that's up for trial next week, and I've been presented with a signed plea agreement whereby Mr. Jenkins would plead guilty to count 2, the fleeing, eluding 4th degree, dismissal of all other charges in that file and the habitual notice, and a sentence agreement for time served at the time of sentencing.
Signed plea agreement. You think this is going to go all right, don't you?
Well, didn't he just say credit for time served? They're dismissing the other charges, and he's getting time served.
Yeah.
Mr. So Jenkins, is that how you wish to proceed on this case today?
He messes it up.
Yes.
All right. Would you please raise your right hand for me, sir?
Oh, man.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. You can put your hand down. You can be seated next to Mr. Varga if you'd like, sir. All right, and I
don't know why he's holding that big stack of papers. I mean, that was really awkward. He does the best he can because he's cuffed, and he says, raise your right hand. So he's doing this, but then he's holding the papers. It does, I hate to say, but it does put me in mind of your former client's special box that he always had to carry with him.
Yeah.
Like, what's the stack of papers going to do you? You signed a plea and you're represented. Enough of the papers, okay?
Yeah, he's just a lightweight. That just looks like a
Mr. Jenkins, a guilty plea hearing is an important event, so I want you to listen very carefully. At any time, if you've got doubts, questions, or hesitations, speak up and let me know. Maybe I can explain something better for you, or we can let you talk with Mr. Vargas some more. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Now, you're offering to, I have to advise you of the maximum penalty that you could face for the charge. And you're offering to plead guilty to a charge of fleeing and eluding in the 4th degree. That is a felony crime. It's punishable in Michigan by up to 2 years in prison and or a $500 fine. Do you understand the maximum penalty that you could face?
Yes.
All right. And are you on probation or parole anywhere?
Possibly in California. I haven't spoken to anybody.
Okay. You understand that, pleading guilty to something in Michigan, if you are on probation, it could affect your probation out there. I don't know if it would or not.
I'm not aware either, but there are some concerns I did have regarding that.
Okay. Now, do you understand by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial in this case, and you'll be waiving certain rights that you would have at that trial. Do you understand that?
Not the rights I would be waiving.
Well, I'm going to go through those with you right now. So the rights that you would be waiving are these. You would have the right to be tried by a jury, and at that trial, to be presumed innocent until the prosecutor proved your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
At the trial, you would have the right to have the witnesses against you appear.
I don't think you've seen this guy. This is Judge Gauthier, and to all you people who want to say Gauthier, I'm aware, but he pronounces it Gauthier. Okay, let it go. I'm from Northern Michigan. I know how it is.
Fair enough.
But this guy he's a good judge. I don't know if you've seen him, but he is straightforward, and he is not he is not one to trifle with. I mean, you can just tell he's not a bad guy, but he's serious as all get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like, this is not the guy you play this with.
You would have the right to question them, and you would have the right to present witnesses in your own defense and have me order those witnesses to appear at the trial. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
At the trial, you would have the right either to testify in your own defense or instead to choose to remain silent, in which case the silence could not be used against you in any way. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
So do you understand by pleading guilty, those are the trial rights that you give up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, honestly, I actually prefer to go through that process, but it seems like it would be a little bit easier to just kind of I do have about a year's time served credit. So it seems to me that'd be easier to just take the time served at the same time pleading guilty to that charge. There were some concerns I did have regarding that incident. So maybe presenting that in trial would be the best.
What is he talking about? His attorney, I guarantee you his attorney told him about this stuff.
Yes, and I'm sure his attorney right now is saying, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Yeah, I would I think it'd just be easier to take the time served. You're being offered time served. If you go to trial, you can get more. He cannot grasp this concept.
Can't help himself.
I don't know who the attorney is. He said it very quickly, but I didn't notice. I guarantee you, unless he's insane, and I doubt it, the attorney has explained this to him. The attorney gets it. He is not confused as to what's going on. And he has conveyed that information to this man.
I'm sure. And one of the things he said earlier was like, are you on probation or parole? He's like, well, I think I might be out in California. It's like, who doesn't know? I get this, how does he not know if he's on parole or probation?
Yeah, I mean,
it's your life. It's so funny.
It's
common with defendants.
Just don't mention it. At that point, I would suggest omission. Just don't respond. Would probably be the best way. But if not, this flipping, it might be in California.
It's like, what? You don't know? It's your life. You ask him questions like, what's your, call my mom or whatever. It's like, what's your phone number? I don't know. Well, what's your mom's name? And then they got to think about it. Anyway, it's just crazy.
It's just another concern I had is I was trying to obtain private counsel.
Oh, I've done it,
which I was unable to do for reasons such as family issues and me being not from the state of Michigan. So that was a little not in my favor. But I do have a year's credit, so I'd assume it seemed to me like it'd be a little easier to just take the time served and then just move on.
Oh gosh, be quiet.
So, that's just those are the concerns I had.
Okay, and that's fair. There's a lot of factors that go into a decision about whether somebody wants to plead guilty. So I just want to make sure that you understand the rights that you have. And make sure that your decision today, even if you're not entirely happy with the decision, that it's made understanding your rights and that it's made of your own free will choice. Okay, those are that's why I'm asking you these questions. Does that make sense, Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Okay. So if I accept your plea, and it's based on this plea agreement we'll go over again in a minute, you can't come back later on and tell me that somebody forced you to enter the plea or that it wasn't your own free choice or that there was some other promise made to you beyond the plea agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, I had a question.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, it's kind of just, if you could bear with me.
That's fine.
The question I had was, there was a couple of factors in that incident that I kind of wanted to address regarding like the officers, the arresting officers. I explained in writing that that night I had cash that actually went missing. So in my wallet I had about $200-300 cash that I withdrew from an ATM. And when I got booked in to the jail, I had $39, which would explain the change, the loose money in my pocket, but not the money that was missing from my wallet. So I did want to address that on record, and I did put that in writing in the time.
Okay, so it takes him a bit to get there, but he's basically saying the police officer stole money from him, which frankly I highly doubt. But the police officer stole money from me, and I was there minding my own business in a stolen car.
Right. Makes sense. We've all been there. Minding your own business in your stolen car, and
he wants justice with respect to that money. Not the car that he stole, but with respect to that money, he wants it to work, right?
Yeah, I hear this all the time. Like, I had $1,000 cash, and in my property report it says it was, $500 or $300 or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, man, it's cash. I don't know. Can you? I mean, you can't prove it. They can't prove it. I mean, I don't doubt that it's
plausible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there could be some dirty cops that like, hey, But by and large, especially if there's, 2 or 3 cops on the scene, they're not going to be stealing.
Yeah, with witnesses. I mean? You throw their career away to steal $100 from a guy. Come on.
Yeah. So
I was here.
Okay, a lot of those factors, Mr. Jenkins. Yes. If you enter the plea today at the sentencing, you can tell me anything you want about the facts of the case before I enter the sentence.
For a year,
kind of the main purpose of this hearing today
is like, come on.
I mean, he's this guy's been in jail for a long time.
Yeah, he's been in a year. And it's like, yeah, it's like, I got $300. It's like, you know what? Move on. You've had a year's worth of free food, and
I guarantee you, he's got a competent attorney who's explained all this to him. He's broached this topic with him. And he said, "Do not say that. Do not say anything that's stupid. Just move on. Take the deal." Because he had a signed deal, so the attorney had this locked and loaded going in.
Yeah.
The attorney's sitting there going, "Oh my God! Now I got to try this thing next week. Are you kidding me?"
I know. And then this guy's gonna take the stand. It's like, come on, really?
Take the stand and meet the conviction from California. And, oh God. Oh.
If you wanted to enter the plea with the time served agreement, for me just to ask you questions to make sure you understand the process and your rights, but I can't. I won't be adjudicating, or deciding all of these other types of issues in the case. All right.
Right.
Okay. But so do you understand, if you are being forced in some fashion or promised something beyond the plea agreement or threatened to enter the plea, today would be the day to tell me, not tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Right. The other question I had was, is there an option like an appeal after a conviction?
Yeah, well, I'm going to explain that to you next. Yep, that's a great question. All right. So that's how this works. By entering a guilty plea in Michigan, you don't have an automatic right to appeal after a guilty plea, but you can seek to appeal by filing an application for leave to appeal. Do you understand that?
So I have to ask for an application for an appeal.
What's that?
Later on. So later on, I would ask for an application for an appeal regarding the conviction.
Yeah, but it would be what they call by application only, not by right, meaning you'd have to get permission to appeal. It's a two-step process. You file an application to appeal to the Court of Appeals, and then if they decide to take your case, then you proceed with all the appeal. But if you were convicted after a trial, so here's how it works. If you go to a jury trial in Michigan and you're convicted, you have an automatic appeal. All you got to do is say, I want it, and you have an automatic appeal right, and you can raise any issue you want on the appeal. A guilty plea is a little bit different. You have to get permission to appeal by filing an application, and some issues are not allowed to be raised. So an appeal after a guilty plea has more limited issues than the types of issues you could raise after a trial. For one example, after a jury trial, one of your appeal issues could be, they didn't prove my guilt. After a guilty plea, you can't raise that issue because you've admitted guilt. And so there are some other, I can't go through all the possible waivers, but I just want to make sure you understand by pleading guilty,
I don't know why the attorney's not interjecting. The only thing I can think is he's spent enough time with him that he knows it's pointless. That's the only thing, the only theory I can come up with.
Sometimes they do need to hear it from someone else.
Yeah,
you know, you can tell them, and it's just that second witness, second confirmation that they sometimes just need to hear. And you're just like, all right, ask your questions. I've answered them all. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I am certain.
I'm
certain everything the judge is explaining to him, his attorney previously explained to him.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, I mean, and I don't. These are common things where I get a client, make a deal, and then I'll get them like a release after they enter their plea. We'll get them a release if it's sometimes say, hey, this is likely they'll get probation, or if the prosecutors they have no opposition to probation. Usually, I can get them an OR release or something. But then they're like, okay, yeah, no, that's good. I'll take the deal so I can get out, and then I can fight the case from the outside. It's like, no, no. Once you make the deal, you make the deal, dude. You want to fight it, you got to plead not guilty.
Like, right. I'm going to plead guilty to it and then fight it. No,
so that I can fight it from the outside. Because it's harder to fight it from the inside here. It's like, well, then post bail and get out.
Limits your appellate rights. That you have to seek an application, and some of the types of issues you could raise are more limited. Do you understand that, Mr. Jenkins?
That makes sense. If I may, I'd actually prefer the process of being proved guilty by, what did they say, jury of your peers, rather than just pleading out, because I'm pretty sure that's the way the law works, right? But the thing about it is the maximum penalty for that charge is what you said, 2 years, right? And so I have credit for 1 year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I would,
this is brutal. Right here, he goes into, this is the guts of the whole thing. He's like, he first of all, it just makes you look like the criminal that you are, to be like, well, I already have a credit for time served, so that even if I get max, you're going to have to let me out. That's the argument he wants to make. It's wrong. They're dropping a bunch of charges, including the largest charge. Okay. And so he makes this mistake, and I get this very rarely, but even on a civil context, the insurance company will make an offer to my client. We'll pay you $150,000 to settle a case. And then my client says, okay, so well, if we lose a trial, we still get 150. No, if we lose a trial, you get zero. You either take the deal or you take whatever result comes out of the trial. I don't even know why I have to explain that to anybody.
Yeah.
But that's where he is. He's like, okay, once they've made this offer, that's the most they can do to me. Wrong. That's not how it works.
Yeah, all those dissonance charges come back. Yeah, everything comes back, and you are in it to win it, man, if you go that route.
And look, and he's what do they have? They've got what they're doing is they're having him plead to a fleeing and eluding, which apparently is a felony. But he stole a car.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got multiple charges, but the stealing the car is the big one, and that's on the table if he doesn't take this.
Yeah.
So the next question I have: if I were to go to trial, would it be for that charge only? It'd be for that charge only, right? Or
no, no. If you go to, your choices are to go to trial on all of the charges in this case that the prosecutor has brought, which include the 5-year felony for receiving and concealing the motor vehicle, stolen motor vehicle. With the habitual second, that's a 7.5-year in prison felony maximum. The fleeing and eluding fourth with the habitual is a 3-year maximum. Count 3 and count 4, I don't remember what those are. Ms. Goodrich, do you recall? Do you have that in front of you?
There's a drunk driving.
Drunk driving, possession of marijuana.
Okay, so then a couple misdemeanors along with it. But so if you decide to go to trial next week on this case, it's a trial on all those charges, and the maximum includes 7.5 years on count 1, 3 years on count 2, and some misdemeanors on counts 3 and 4. That's your right.
By the way, you're guilty of sin, and they're easy charges to prove. Well, like, you didn't own the car, and we've observed you in it. These are not. I used to be a prosecutor. These are not hard charges. Some are really hard.
Yeah.
These aren't.
And this is what he's got a habitual. I'm not sure how habitual criminal statutes work in Michigan, but yeah, I mean, here we have a large habitual and a small habitual here in Nevada, and so he's been around. This isn't. It's another thing that surprises me when these guys have so many felonies. It's like,
I don't even know if they to do that, but that's another problem too. I mean, you can tell me, but like on the habitual, I think you would have to prove up elements of the case, so that's going to dump you in front of the jury because it's going to make your priors open season because you have to prove habitual.
Right. Well, habitual is something is a sentencing enhancement here in Nevada.
So that's just sentencing. They can't use it to dump all your criminal history in front of a jury. Okay.
Yeah, in fact, I just had a case with my guy because the prosecutor's like, "Hey, we want to seek habitual," and I looked him up, and I asked. I said, "I don't think he's quite eligible because you have to get the small habitual. You have to have 5 separate felony convictions. If you have a case with 2 felony counts, that doesn't count. You might have 5 felony convictions, but it's the same. If they arise from the same incident, they don't count. So that would be 5 separate incidents. And fortunately for him, he only had 4, so he wasn't eligible for small habitual. So that's just and it's at the discretion of the judge, so it's not automatic. They can, the prosecutors can seek for it. We can argue against it, and ultimately it's the judge's decision as to
but that comes in at sentencing. Nonetheless, okay, so they offer to drop everything but this to get this 1 felony conviction with a max 2 years. He's been in for a year, so he thinks he is immune from here forward because based upon that one charge, he would be let loose. But that's not what he's facing.
To get out of jail. Like what is the? This isn't hard. We're not mixing rocket fuels
here. He's out. Time served.
Right.
It's insanity.
Yeah, he's been in a year already. Just say guilty.
I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you do it.
If you want to do that, you can do that. But the prosecutor is only offering to dismiss the other charges and reduce the fleeing and eluding to the 2-year and agree to time served. That is an offer from the prosecutor. You can only take advantage of that by pleading guilty to the fleeing and eluding 4th degree. But it's totally your choice which you want to do.
Is that the same for no contest? Would it be different if I played no contest?
No.
Well, it has the same result, but in a guilty plea, I ask you what happened to make you believe you're guilty. In a no contest plea, I wouldn't ask you what happened. I would review an affidavit. But there's got to be some basis for a no contest plea, and the prosecutor would have to consent to that.
Okay. Lastly, I would like to add. So I'm pretty sure you said you don't know the exact fact in the case, but I would like to bring out my initial statement. And when my initial statement to the officer when I was in the hospital, I don't know if you guys actually read it but if you want to address that, if you can. If not, that's another concern I had. But basically, I'm saying there was some issues going on prior to me even arriving to Michigan. I literally drove from California to Michigan, which is the other side of the country, due to family issues and mental health issues, which I stated to the officer when I made my initial statement.
Right, and Mr. Jenkins, I'll remind you again, the purpose of today's hearing is not for you to litigate or address every issue or concern you have in the case. It's to decide if you want to take advantage of that offer from the prosecutor or not.
I get it, but I'm trying to understand. Like I've never sat here and went through this process before, so
That's
all.
Okay, that's fine. So do you understand the appeal rights limitations I explained to you?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want to review with you again the plea agreement, Mr. Jenkins. The plea agreement provides that if you pled guilty to fleeing from the police, not stopping when they directed you to stop, that's fleeing and eluding in the 4th degree, a 2-year felony, the prosecutor would dismiss count 1, which is the possession of the stolen car, count 3, I think a possession of marijuana, count 4, a drunk driving. They would dismiss the habitual notice, which increases the penalties. And there would be a sentence agreement where you would receive credit for time served at the time of sentencing. So at the time of sentencing, there would be no more jail or prison ordered in this file. Do you understand the terms of that plea agreement, Mr. Jenkins?
Yes, and after all of that, I'm going to respectfully withdraw my plea and go ahead and stick with the not guilty.
That's no problem. So we have a trial scheduled next Thursday and Friday. So the 18th, we have the jurors summoned, and so they'll appear. That's no problem, Mr. Jenkins. All right. Anything further from the defense?
Oh, Mr. Jenkins.
Really, can you repeat that Thursday at what time?
We'll begin the jury selection at 9 a.m. We'll select a jury, and we'll try the case that day, and if necessary, into the following day, Friday.
Good. I'm good. I'm good on my part. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you all.
And then 7.5 years, we'll see you when you're released.
He'll get rung up in
goodness.
Sheboygan.
Yeah, he'll get.
Oh, thanks for coming by.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. This was fun.
I'm not kidding. I was doing this. I'm like, okay, it's a little Sunday night thing. And I'm like, okay, so my theme is bad decisions. I'm like, I know a guy who deals with clients who make horrible decisions.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't consider me an expert as from made my own bad decisions, but yeah.
yeah. I've certainly made plenty on my own behalf.
Oh dear.
I certainly have done that as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you everybody for coming out. Thanks, Ben, for coming by. That
thanks for having
fun.
me. Yeah, we need to do it again sometime.
Absolutely. Have you started a channel yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, we'll get you going on that.
I know. We keep saying that. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
How can I compete with this? This is, I know, you're a tough act to follow.
I want to get you in because we had a little chat. I wanted to get you in on that Hilligus v. Hanty case going on out in Nevada, and you said that you knew
Reno, right?
Yeah, and it was funny because I was doing a video and it had Steggy. I can't remember his first name.
Amos Steggy. Amos.
Yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, I tried a case with that guy. That is so cool. It's a small world, you know.
Yeah, he used to be a prosecutor down here in Las Vegas. He moved. Yeah, he moved this a while ago. He moved up to Reno.
Yeah, I don't know if those guys. What Hilligus left, they can't find him. But
really? He's the sovereign citizen
and they're
guy
proceeding
up
with
there,
Hanty, but I don't think they're serious because I wouldn't be either. If I was a judge, I'd be like, go find him and let's consolidate it because it's the same witnesses, the same issues. I'm not having two trials on this.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Then the judge didn't do that.
He's out in the desert somewhere, probably.
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, my man.
Living on the land.
All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good Sunday night, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.